Who are you when nobody needs anything from you? I could not answer that question, and I did not find that out until after I finally admitted I was burned out. I thought naming it would bring relief, that once I said the word, the way forward would become clear. It did not. Instead, it left me alone with the question I had been avoiding for years. If I was no longer measuring myself by how much I could carry for everyone else, who was I? I knew how to manage a crisis, meet a deadline, and keep moving whenever people depended on me. What I did not know was how to recognize myself outside of those responsibilities. Around that time, somebody asked me a simple question. What do you enjoy? Not what are you good at or what do you want to accomplish next? Just, what do you enjoy? And I remember the silence. I remember reaching for an answer that should have been easy and finding only titles, skills, responsibilities, and things I knew how to deliver. Nothing that was simply mine. I gave some answer. I do not even remember what it was, but I remember driving home with that question sitting in the passenger seat and understanding that I had just failed a test I did not know existed. Somewhere between building a career, raising children, paying bills, and keeping daily life moving, my choices had become entirely practical. I was always deciding what was most responsible and most urgent, and most of those choices were reasonable, which is exactly why I never noticed what was happening. Losing yourself is not always one terrible decision. Sometimes it is years of making the sensible choice until your own curiosity no longer seems important enough to consult. My instinct was to solve this the way I solved everything else. Read, research, find someone who had already figured out what comes after burnout and follow their map. For a while, I assumed the answer had to be dramatic. A different career, a new identity, a complete reinvention. But the longer I sat with it, the more I understood something. I was not looking for a different life. I was trying to remember what it felt like to trust myself. Although my career had taught me to make decisions with real consequences, in my own life, I had learned to ask whether a choice was practical, financially sensible, and acceptable to everyone around me long before I ever asked whether it felt true. My instincts had not disappeared. They had simply become quieter than the deadlines, the school schedules, the mortgage, and everyone else's needs. They would arrive as a small pull towards something interesting or meaningful, with no business case attached. And for years, I treated that missing business case as a reason not to listen. Once I saw that, I understood something else. I could not rebuild trust in myself through more analysis. I had to practice making small decisions from somewhere other than obligation. So I stopped asking what I should do with the rest of my life and started noticing instead the ideas I kept returning to when no one was assigning the work and the projects that left me feeling awake rather than merely productive. I did not treat those interests as a plan. I treated them as evidence that some part of me was still speaking. That is where this channel came from. I called it Building My Way Out, and it is, just not the way I first meant it. This is not a resignation letter, a hard pivot, or a secret business plan, and it did not begin as a way to make money. If it becomes that one day, I will be grateful. But that is not why I am here. I needed one part of my life that nobody had assigned to me. After decades of building things for companies, clients, deadlines, and performance reviews, I wanted to remember what it feels like to make something simply because I believe it should exist. The creative part of me was still there, but after years of neglect, rebuilding it required patience, repetition, and the humility of becoming a beginner again. Each video is a way of asking myself what matters, listening for the answer, and resisting the urge to dismiss it simply because it cannot be measured yet. I used to imagine recovery would arrive as certainty, that one morning I would wake up knowing exactly what to leave, what to build, and what the rest of my life should become. What I am learning is that the way forward is much quieter than that. It looks like letting curiosity matter before it proves its usefulness, making room for work that belongs to me, and trusting small choices before I know where they lead. I still have the same career and many of the same difficult days, so this is not a story told from the other side. It is a record of what it looks like to rebuild while the old life is still happening. I no longer expect a promotion or someone else's approval to hand me back to myself. I am trying to do it slowly, through ordinary decisions that look insignificant from the outside. They are not insignificant. They are the first choices in years that are finally mine. And as that quieter voice has come back, a new question has started following me around. After all these years of ignoring my instincts, how do I know when they are telling me something true and when they are just fear, exhaustion, or the urge to run? I do not have that answer yet, but I think that is where I need to go next. This is Crude Reality. I will meet you there.